Engage.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage Gaming, episode 47. How you feeling?
Just like Hitman.
That is
47.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why we're missing somebody.
I don't know how that.
Isn't that how?
I want you to.
Because Agent 47 took him out.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was becoming Agent 47.
Yeah, out of all of us, he'd be the least.
But that's why he would be the perfect one. You would never
he's bald, I
him.
guess.
Yes. Getting it to him.
All, daggers all episode because Steven ain't here.
That's right. We slandering him. Go ahead, come home, man. Go ahead and get all of it out of there.
Nah, he's not feeling well. So
get well soon.
Since we are in here like sardines, he didn't want to get us sick. So
that's kind of thoughtful, but I'm not giving him any points.
No, he wasn't thinking about himself.
No, he's
just thinking about himself right there.
He literally said, and I want this to be on record. Oh man, I forgot.
At like 10 o'clock is when he sent that text. And we record about like 10:10, 10:20.
He said it as I'm pulling into the parking lot. Like I'm pulling up and I'm like, what is he talking? Why even say anything? We figured you weren't going to be here.
Yeah.
But the fact that he admitted he forgot made it worse. Just a little bit.
He could have just said nothing.
Exactly. Had he not said anything, we would have just
even
assumed.
Slandered him.
You know what? We probably wouldn't have slandered him. We probably would have just been like, get well soon. Shout out to Steven. He recovering. Nah. Also, I asked him to download Rainbow Six Extraction today since he was home.
Oh, it came out today?
Mm-hmm. Did not even try.
How was it? Did you play it?
I played the intro mode, which
it's a tutorial.
Yeah, it's way more technical than I thought it would be. Like the way I was thinking about it, and I should have seen this ahead of time since it's Rainbow Six, right? But I was thinking very like run and gunnish, and you're not.
Yeah, I don't. No Rainbow Six is like that.
Bro, it's just because the way they were like, oh, it's
zombies. Every other zombie game is run and gun.
You know what? I immediately went to, it's like seeing like deck, was it roguelike deck builder? Like I automatically just assumed so much about a game. But yeah, so I played it and it's like, yeah, you're supposed to treat this like Rainbow Six. Like it's very similar to Siege in the sense of like use the cameras to kind of canvas the area before making your move.
Is it 3-man? Is that what it?
Yeah, right? It is 3-man. And then what they do is so you have like your level 1 objective, and you can actually decide after you complete the level 1 objective, do you want to continue or do you want to just call it right there? But the higher mission that you go to, the harder it is.
Okay.
So, and then there's like all these little like progression stuff in there. Like you don't have to unlock the operators individually. Once you get to a certain level, you get a new set of operators available. So I thought that was kind of cool too.
Oh, okay. I guess today starts like for the next 2 months. There'll just be bangers every week.
I knew it. He ain't said it in so long. Gosh,
we're about to.
There are going to be a lot of releases.
Yeah, we're about to get drowned in releases. Everything that was pushed back last year.
Yeah, you know what?
Getting
That's exactly
over the
what
next 2 months.
Yes, I mean and. Like, so Rainbow Six came out today along with some brand new games. Actually, I started playing one of them, that Nobody Saves the World.
Oh, yeah. That came out yesterday, right?
Yeah. And pretty fun. Like, not what I thought as far as RPG. Like, the way it's more action adventure than RPG, but they call it RPG, so whatever. But how you have to level up the individual classes as well as leveling up your character. Like, it does it for you, but when you do quests, some quests work towards your job experience and some work towards more of your character experience. And then the more classes you level up, the more other classes you unlock, and some of the things can only be done by doing side quests. So, well, it's been pretty fun so far, man. It's free on Game Pass, so like, that's going to be a major point of conversation now and from henceforth. Yeah. Like, yeah, pretty much.
So, so you were playing that. I actually saw this come, the beta for Crow's.
I'd never heard of it. Or
I think it's called Crow's Squad Operation. Comes out tomorrow. I think the beta starts tomorrow. That I want to try it out.
The beta starts tomorrow.
The beta starts tomorrow.
Let's see what's happening with it.
It kind of reminds me of, it's supposed to be like a Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
but it reminds me also of like Squad and Arma and Tarkov, a little mixture of everything.
Oh, okay.
As far as the gunplay goes,
Yeah.
so it's not as arcadey as Call of Duty. It's a little bit more
Hey, my boy.
round and realistic.
Mm.
He got permed
Yeah,
up.
he did. But I like it. Okay.
So I want to give this a try.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
He gave it. He led him
he
too.
sent a letter to his mom.
Yeah, come on, made it real dark, real fast. But I am here for it though. See, I like the grittiness of it. Like that's one of the things that I think.
And there's vehicles kind of like Battlefield too.
In a good way though.
I hope so. I don't know.
I mean, saying something like Battlefield right now to me ain't.
I mean, this is probably what we wish we got with Battlefield.
Yeah, it
kind
actually
of looks
is.
like. But I'm gonna download it this weekend. Probably give it a try on Saturday.
Yeah, I like that. Oh snaps!
So,
Are the plane? Ooh, can you fly the plane?
I don't know. I haven't seen. Oh yeah, you can. There's helicopters
Yeah. See, this is definitely what I was expecting.
from Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to give it a try. It looks fun. If anything, it's another shooter. So.
Yeah, you can give it a shot. Okay, speedboat.
Maps look pretty big.
Yeah. It's about time I like a new shooter.
Yeah. Like that's not Call of Duty or
Yeah.
Battlefield. Yeah.
Like it's been very almost like two-party system.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a try this weekend, and I'll give my report.
Yeah. Oh shoot, they got a BR.
Wait, is it BR? Is it a BR?
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, you got the red mist or the green mist coming in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, was this a supply drop? Yeah.
Shit, might have a BR on it.
See, that would be good if it comes out and it's got like,
All these modes.
yeah, because again, like nobody's really. There's no new thing. Like we don't get Medal of Honors or like the Ghost Recon was a Ghost Fighter or whatever it was called. Like anybody else doing multiplayer versus, it was just two games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check that out. Have more information when I get back, because this is honestly, I heard about it. I saw something about it one time in December. Hadn't heard anything else, and then I don't know what I was doing today, and I came across it. And I'm like, oh, the beta starts tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and get into that and give it a go.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. And if it's decent, then get the gang. You know what I'm saying? Get the band back together.
Hey, I mean, if it's good, maybe we play it and release it on YouTube. All three of us playing.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with that. I was gonna talk about playing Rise of the Third Power, the RPG that we had.
Rise of the Third Power.
Yeah, we talked about it in a previous episode. I think maybe during the Indie Showcase, but it was supposed to be coming out on Game Pass today, and it got delayed till February 10th. So I was a little.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I was a little upset, man. I was a little upset, but hopefully that just means that it comes out and it's still good. Cause that's like my Thursday routine is like seeing what's new on Game Pass, just to see what I don't know. I feel like there's so many different genres of games that come out so like consistently that I want to give an experience of as many of them as I can sometimes, just to see, even if I'm not
like
gonna play a long time.
That pedestrian game that came out on it a couple weeks ago. It's pretty fun. It's a puzzle game, something that you can just pick up and play 10, 15 minutes and then put it down and get back to it and not forget where you are or
Exactly.
anything like that. Yeah, if you have Game Pass, try the pedestrian. It's really good if you like puzzles.
Yeah, if you got Game Pass over the foreseeable future, your benefits are about to go up tenfold, and they were already really high.
Yeah.
But it's about to get nutty.
Yeah. Now, it won't get as nutty as it will next year.
Oh, yeah.
Because, so I'm sure everybody's heard by now, Microsoft has officially purchased Activision Blizzard, but none of this stuff will go in effect until next year.
Yeah. I know you'll probably see some sort of benefits from it, like some sort of like XP bonus and stuff. Yeah. I think you'll see little things like that. I mean, But yeah, the actual acquisition is not going to be complete until 2023.
Yeah. So we're going to spend the majority of this episode kind of dissecting what happened over the last few days and maybe some of the possibilities.
It's going to be full of possibilities because it's fun to speculate. Okay, you get to throw out as many wild theories as possible, which would have been really good for Steven because he loves to just say stuff that don't make sense.
Yeah, he just likes to spew out things. His opinion is facts.
Exactly, and he can't be here to do it or to defend himself from those accusations. Yeah. So it's a double bonus.
So reportedly, Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard for $69 billion.
Nice.
That's a billion with a B.
And I'm saying nice for both reasons, both because of the number and the wild amount it is.
Like that's crazy.
And personally, I think had Activision Blizzard not been the scumbags that they have been apparently internally, that number might have been higher at one point.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a combination of all the shit that came out last year, plus Blizzard not putting out a decent game in the last 10 years.
Like that's one of the
expansion.
That's one of the craziest things to think about. It's like at one point, it was crazy that Activision got Blizzard.
Right.
Like that was a wild thing, but it was like, I mean, if you can get them, you should. And I feel like this is another situation where it was like, I mean, if we can get them, you kind of have to. Now, like, to your point, they haven't really come out with anything like to the level of what we expected based on the first 20 years of Blizzard.
Right. Like, and I don't even think it's Activision's fault because from all reports is Activision was completely hands off from Blizzard.
Let's do your thing, my boy.
Which I'm glad they were, but at the same time, it's like
maybe this is the case where like normally we say publishers need to leave the developers alone, like EA and BioWare, but it's kind of felt like it was the opposite. Like y'all gonna step in and do anything?
Yeah, because they just kept on putting out dud after dud after dud after dud. And it essentially started from Diablo 3.
Yep. And then the Destiny thing didn't go as well as they thought it would.
Well, that was Bungie.
Yeah, but I'm saying like under like having other people under Activision. Like, yeah, it's like, look, man, you lost one company completely and they still like it looked like they were going to fall apart when they left and they kind of didn't.
Talking about Bungie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of actually got their shit together.
Exactly. So it's like, maybe you got to do something with Blizzard before, they break off and then somehow figure it out after they leave y'all.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think Blizzard in such a negative way because 15 years ago,
Gold.
They were on top of the world.
Gold.
Like, they were the development team that you would wanted for any type of game.
Like, first and foremost, Battle.net was so ahead of its time as a platform. Like, they're responsible for Battle.net, which laid the framework for most other companies, like internal launchers, and like Battle.net was one that people didn't complain about.
Right.
Like, Origin came out, awful.
We still don't complain about it. I think it's one of the best launchers.
It is.
Because you can literally update games that you don't own.
Exactly. If they're installed on your PC and the system knows they're installed, talking to you, Steam, update them. Okay? Doesn't matter if it was under somebody else's sign on.
And I know we're a unique situation, but like at home.
If you share the PC at
with
the
like
house.
your significant other and they have games on their Steam account that you don't have, but when you load up Steam or load up the computer, they should all update. Not whoever's logged in.
Shoot, I was thinking like, what if you at home? I know this makes me sound very old. I was like, what if you're like younger and you're at home and your family has like a PC?
Yeah, and you're all sharing it and you all have different accounts. Yeah, exactly.
Like now I got to log in and then update my stuff because you don't own that game.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But yeah, Battle.net, fantastic platform, right? Like they were setting standards for online play as far as functionality, like all the things that are standard for just online multiplayer. A lot of times you saw that from Blizzard, and then all of a sudden it was like Overwatch came out and Overwatch was doing good, and like I bought
Overwatch League. The first year of Overwatch League was fantastic.
It was like, okay, Blizzard still got it. Shoot, we literally have Overwatch right behind us. Like we got Overwatch artwork behind us. And then I started getting weird with like
they just kept doing dumb shit.
Diablo Mobile and Overwatch 2.
Hearthstone not Hearthstone.
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm having no real direction. I think it changed like 3 or 4 times, and it can't keep a player base.
Nope.
And then you have pretty much every expansion since Cataclysm for WoW has been mediocre at best. I think they've had one good one since then, but most of them have been pretty mediocre.
I mean, shoot.
And they've been bleeding users since
they were bleeding users so bad that they made WoW Classic just to try to
bring people back. Yeah. Yep. That was just based all on nostalgia.
110%.
And so there was another thing that they released that just wasn't very good. What was it?
Diablo 2 Resurrection didn't.
No, Warcraft 3. When they remastered Warcraft 3, it was awful.
That went badly.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then they made the stupid decision to announce Overwatch 2 after their fucking banger of a season of gotcha. Season 1 of Overwatch League, and then they killed all momentum they had. Because they didn't explain it very well.
Like, I know it's funny to kind of use this phrase, and this is more of a sports phrase than anything, but I would love a 30 for 30 on just Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like
the rise and fall.
Man, because like you said, Overwatch Season 1, we literally used to watch it. Like, we would watch it. It was one of the primary things we would stream at the shop. Like, it's Overwatch League. And slowly but surely, we just were like, hey, man, this meta is weird.
Yeah, they're balancing.
Like, they went so hard into we got to nerf this and nerf that. And it was just like, it's just heals and tanking. Yeah. And it just became like, it became boring. Oh, my goodness.
So we were talking about this the other day, and the best way to describe it, so when you watch League of Legends, it's exciting. There's a lot of cool plays. You can outplay people. And you can do that in Overwatch with your ults, but that's all you can do with your ults. You can't, in League of Legends, your other 3 abilities besides your ult matter.
Yeah, they do things. They actually affect what's going on.
In Overwatch, it feels like your other abilities don't do anything. That it's all about your ults and syncing up your ults, and whoever syncs up the ults better can push the payload further or stop the payload or whatever the objective might be, and it's
rinse and repeat.
Fun to watch because it's the same thing over and over. In League of Legends, each character having 4 abilities that matter in the game adds a lot more diversity in the gameplay.
Yep.
So that's a big difference between the two games. I know obviously one's a MOBA and one's a shooter, but they essentially are hero-based games.
Yeah. No, I always wondered. I get the push to payload, attack and defense type of setup, right?
Yeah, I think the objective is perfectly fine.
Well, I wondered why they never tried to add another thing, like another wrinkle to it, like maybe have a capture the point one or, a kill based one. I don't know. It just felt like they were always just like, they just wanted to be, it felt like they wanted to be slow based on the metas that they were creating.
Yeah,
and it's like
just like a traditional capture the flag.
Yeah, like just something more exciting, something that made the pace faster. It's like they wanted to slow the game down more and more, and it's like that's the opposite of exciting. You do realize that, people want a certain amount of skill required to play at that level, but not to the point where it's boring.
Right.
So
and then they just confused the fuck out of their player base by announcing Overwatch 2
and not even being able to correctly articulate what Overwatch 2 was.
Yeah. So Overwatch 2, what it was supposed to be, was an addition of PvE to the Overwatch game. The essentially what you got in the first Overwatch was supposed to be exactly the same. Nothing would change. The competitiveness, the ranking, all that will stay the same. All they were doing was adding a PvE part to the game,
which sounded like an expansion. First of all,
right? That's exactly what it is. It's just an expansion. Is what they should have marketed it as. They shouldn't call it Overwatch 2 because people think, oh, Overwatch 1 is dead now, and that's far from the truth, but your casual to semi-casual players don't understand that unless you actually explain it to them, because they're not going to sit there and do the research.
And I don't think they understand how many people aren't watching everything that goes on with the game. Like, you can play a game and not pay attention to all of the little idiosyncrasies of the community and like every single update to what's happening, all the balance and stuff. Like, they don't know, but they will hear Overwatch 2.
You have the majority of the people that play that game are people that go to work during the day. When they get off, they just want to unload for a few hours and play some Overwatch and then get some dinner and go to bed.
Yep.
They're not going to sit there and spend hours upon hours digging through articles trying to figure out what's happening with Overwatch 2. They just hear Overwatch 2. Oh shit! I guess I'll wait until Overwatch 2 comes out. I'm not going to keep grinding on Overwatch 1.
Exactly. Like there's a lot of good things. Like I wish more games would adopt the loot system that they did. Thought they had a really good loot system for like skins and stuff like that. But they kind of just killed themselves.
Yeah, they really hurt. They really hamstringed themselves.
Yeah, it's bad.
Sure.
Which probably made the price a lot lower than what it could have been.
Right. To our point, I mean, all these things that Blizzard did over the last 10 years, I think it kept on dropping that price point. Because I'm pretty sure if the shit that didn't happen last year, or well,
let's just say
the shit that happened, that came out if it never happened.
Even let's say 5 years ago, I bet that price even in 5 years ago
over 100.
It had to be over 100 billion,
100 billion.
Right? Like easy, you would have been like, yeah, you got to pay 100 billion for them. It's Blizzard, Activision. Not even like the crazy part is they got Activision and Blizzard.
Yeah.
So like that's
one nice little price point.
That's first of all, it's just Call of Duty because Activision owns a whole bunch of brands.
I want to bring that up because there's a ton of franchises that Microsoft just acquired.
And Microsoft has already stated they are interested in reviving franchises.
Yep.
So, like, they got a bunch of IPs in addition to Call of Duty.
They got Streets of Rage 4.
They have Streets of Rage 4?
No, I mean, it debuted on the Game Pass.
Oh, yeah.
What do you, like, they're going to revive these franchises to put on their Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Because it just sweetens the deal for every single gamer out there.
Like, first and foremost, put the old versions of those games on Game Pass. Yeah. Like,
if they're able to, if they have the rights to it, because some of those old games they don't always have the rights to.
That's
them.
True.
They go to the people that actually made the game. But if
I can
they
tell
have
you,
the rights, they
Crash Bandicoot going to Game Pass.
That was one of the franchises I was going to bring up.
That new Crash 4 is going to be on there because they had a PC release, so it's going to be on Game Pass off rip, and it was on the Xbox. That's going to happen real soon.
Yeah,
and then.
Yeah, well, let's go through all the franchises. Okay. I actually have a list pulled up.
Oh snap!
I was ready for this.
Ooh, that's heavy, bro.
So all right,
Stevie missing out.
Oh yeah. All right, so let's just go through these. The first one, Blur. These are all in alphabetical order. There's no real order outside of that. So Blur is the first one. I don't know if you remember Blur.
Oh, I remember Blur greatly because first and foremost, I've never been sold. For a non-shooting game, I've never been sold on a game from a beta until Blur. Like Blur came out and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting this," and it was $40.
Yeah, Blur was a fun racing game. It reminded me a lot of Rush.
Yes, yeah. My goodness, that's a great comparison.
Yeah, the Rush series
because it was racing and it had the power ups, but the power ups weren't like.
It wasn't like Mario Kart or
exactly.
Kind of goofy.
Yeah, it was like no, you're trying to actually like. You can still like win a race. Like it's about racing still.
Yeah.
Power-ups
it was like
are there.
The power-ups from Midnight
Club.
Midnight Club, yeah.
Like, dude, Blur was good. Blur was really good.
Caesar, I'm not really familiar with that.
No, I'm assuming it's in like a RTS or something, or
yeah,
some sort of strategy
likely.
game.
Obviously, Call of Duty is the big one. Like
shenanigans.
I don't foresee them. We talked about this a little bit the other day. I don't foresee them taking away Call of Duty from the PlayStation library.
Nope. But they gonna make that Xbox version
premium on it.
First and foremost, yes. But also, they are going to. You need to get Game Pass if you playing Call of Duty. That shit out.
Oh yeah. Because on PlayStation, you're gonna have to purchase the title. If you own an Xbox, it's probably gonna be free on Game Pass day one.
Day one, bro. Because it's not like so. The thing with Microsoft, I don't think people understand is they didn't want to kill the other people. Like, I think people really misunderstand that Microsoft's a Western company. Their ideas of competition, it's about how much money we can make. It's not about we want to beat this guy or beat that guy. It's like, no, we want to be number one and we want to make the most money.
Yeah.
So letting you be able to get the game, sure, you could do that.
But you could get it on Xbox for free.
Every publisher, every developer that they have purchased, they have stated, like, just by telling us outright directly, these will be day ones on Game Pass. Like they're not stopping with the Game Pass thing. I don't think people really like, oh no, they're still gonna sell it. No, bro. They are going to I forgot when I looked it up, but I think they said they had like 18 million subscribers to Game Pass. That number is gonna go like 25 would be a reasonable thing, but I could see that to going to like 50 M's of monthly subscribers to that.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty. Day one Game Pass. Even if you don't like for all the people, like I don't like Vanguard. But if I got Game Pass and it's on there.
Doesn't make it as sour.
It does not make it as sour. Like
when you're 2 weeks in and realizing, man, I fucking hate this game. But you know what? I didn't pay $70 for this bitch.
$70, bro. They're going to $70 games.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
So,
yeah. All right. Keep going, though.
If you have an Xbox, you don't have Game Pass yet. I don't know. I don't know what else.
I know it sounds like we're kind of like Microsoft, like
fanboys, but we're really not.
You know what we're a fan of? We're a fan of gamers. We're a fan of video games and gamers. And I'm telling you, as a gamer, this is a great time for you. And my hope is, and I've said this from the beginning, my hope is that this, even before the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, I wanted Game Pass to force Sony to do better.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah, I want the same thing from Sony. I want them to have a Game Pass that isn't their fucking games from 10 years ago.
It's not even all of them. They just started putting like PS3 stuff up more.
Yeah, it blows my mind that they haven't fucking caught on. I thought they would catch on when they lost MLB The Show to the fucking Game Pass.
And it was apparently being played by more people on Game Pass than it was. Mm-hmm. Granted, the stock of PS5s and whatnot are much lower than what they should be. But like, you should be like thinking about that as a company. Hey man, even if it was it's the same number of people are playing. So you telling me all of these people weren't playing our game? Literally double half the people weren't playing our game because it wasn't on Xbox.
Yep.
Like that would make me nervous in general.
Yeah. But they still haven't got their shit together. Candy Crush.
Money. It doesn't matter. It's just a bunch of money.
It's a mobile game. It'll say mobile. You'll probably get a port to the Xbox, honestly. And that's about it. Crash Bandicoot.
Heavy.
Who used to be the icon you would think of when playing a PlayStation.
Literally their mascot.
That's the Sony mascot is
Sony's.
Crash.
First of all, Sony's wild for not having ownership of Crash. I'll say that. I know that them games got kind of whack after a while, but that was y'all fault for letting it get that way. Yeah.
But Crash Bandicoot will now be a Microsoft mascot.
Bro, they might just come out with Microsoft All-Stars just to mess with Sony.
Oh, and he's not the only one on the list.
Oh no, it's gonna get
There's
bad.
another one that's just as big as Crash going from PlayStation to Xbox.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, just as big as Crash.
Okay, I can't.
You have a guess? Don't look at the list.
Well, I don't see it on there. I'm trying to look.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not on. You can't see it on the list right yet.
Oh, so now I have no idea.
Really?
I'm excited now.
What's your favorite color?
Purple. Oh shit. Oh, Spyro?
Spyro.
They don't own Spyro?
No, they don't own Spyro.
Bro, they are wild for that.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second.
But we're gonna have a game with Crash, Spyro, and what's the Banjo Kazooie? Like,
Banjo-Kazooie.
Bro, they gotta just make Smash Brothers on the on Microsoft.
Yep.
That's crazy.
All right, so we got Diablo.
Yeah.
Which we already have Diablo 3 on the Xbox, and I know a lot of people that play it and love it.
Diablo 4
will launch Game Pass.
Bro, Diablo 4 is going to be on Game Pass. Stop. That's going to be wild.
DJ Hero, we haven't seen a game from them in a long time, but
I think we'll see something from the Hero games.
But, I mean, that includes Guitar Hero, too. That's crazy. Think about that. Didn't the first Guitar Hero only come on PlayStation?
PS2.
It debuted on PS2.
PS2. Because
you couldn't get the one on the Xbox until 3.
To the 360.
Yeah.
Like there's no Guitar Hero for the first Xbox, but there's Guitar Hero on the first place on PS2.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Empire Earth, I believe that's an RTS game that hasn't been made in a while. Gabriel Knight, not 100% familiar with that. Geometry Wars was actually, I think it debuted on the 360.
No, it was on PS3 as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember playing it first on the PS3, if I'm not mistaken.
Gun. God, that sounds familiar.
So Gun was I want to say Gun was partly developed by Capcom as well. Like it was a joint, or I might be thinking about Red Dead Revolver. But either way, it was like Gun and Red Dead Revolver came out around the same time, and they both were solid games, but Gun never got a...
Oh, I know. It had a yellow box, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yellow and black.
I think the hero was like part Native American.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. like Steven, but
our fallen hero.
yeah, he was probably a bad character, but the rest of the game was pretty solid.
Then you got Hearthstone,
which I can see them doing a Xbox version of that.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty easy to play with a controller.
Like there's going to be a lot of bringing those games over to the Xbox. And again, if you got Game Pass, you're probably going to get some bonus stuff from that, because like they do that with like Halo and Gears and all these things where they give you like extra cosmetic stuff and like whatever that, I bet you whatever the currency is, they're going to probably give you here's a little bonus right here for being on Game Pass. Like there are going to be benefits to playing these games.
Like Twitch Prime.
Exactly. There's going to definitely be that stuff going on, because they did it with like Phantasy Star and all that. Like we got bonus stuff for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, Heroes of the Storm. I want to talk a little bit about this. I know we talked a little bit already before.
That's just going to the Xbox first and foremost.
I want them to not remake this game, but restructure this game for controller input.
Oh, they will. That game is. I think
that might help and revive this game.
That's going to be something I bet you Microsoft has already thought about. Like we can make Heroes of the Storm something. First and foremost,
because the cast already is fantastic.
The cast that's in there. Plus, you can put Microsoft cast people in this game.
Yeah, you could. Like,
just imagine taking people from Killer Instinct and putting it into Heroes of the Storm.
Fucking Master Chief.
Master Chief is in the game already. I had already thought about that. He's in that game. Okay, if he's not already a skin that comes out within 3 months from now, he's gonna be in Heroes of the Storm. Yeah. Easy work. Like,
I bet you he'll be a launch character whenever they port it to the Xbox.
First and foremost, Microsoft cut the check.
Yeah,
we are giving you the obvious ones right now. We're giving you the obvious ones right now. Imagine if you put us on payroll, what you get, okay? Because I'm telling you, this stuff it's too easy. I don't know what the heck Hexen is.
I believe it is a card game,
and I appreciate the fact that we are not looking up any of the games that we don't know about. And don't start now. I don't want you to. I want to keep going with the blind ignorance that we have.
I kind of want to see.
No, I don't want to know. So you gonna ruin it. This is some Steven stuff right there. He's not even here.
Shit, it's not even what I thought it was.
I'm almost positive I remember that game. Like I remember seeing that box. Oh, this is like 1998, 2002.
Yeah, this is like Diablo, or not Diablo, like Doom, old Doom game.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there's a game that came out over the last like 3 months that's basically that game now.
Yeah, Interstate 76.
I feel like it could be like Grand Theft Auto, or it could be like just literally just awful.
Oh, is it like whatchamacallit? Yeah, vehicle combat. So it's like Twisted Metal. They already have. They have Valhalla 8 or whatever it's called. What's that game?
Valhalla 8.
Nah, Vigilante 8. I just remember the V. I can't remember the fucking word.
But the fact that you said it, I was like, oh, I know what he means. That was the worst part. I knew what you meant immediately.
Because I said the 8.
Yeah.
The 8 kind of held it together.
First of all, Vigilante 8 had one of the most late 90s commercials. Vigilante 8, blow shit up.
Yeah.
That was the commercial. And I'm telling you right now, I know it sold at least 100,000 off that line alone.
Oh, Vigilante 8 was fun.
Yes.
It was actually a solid game.
It was on 64, right? One of the first, it was a 64 game?
Was it 64? I thought it was Xbox.
I want to say it came out towards the end of like the PlayStation 64. At least the first one. Now, I know after that. Yeah.
Second Offense?
Yes. Yep, PlayStation.
It was on PlayStation. Yeah, Xbox 360. Oh, I guess it was re-released for the 360.
So originally, I bet you Second Offense was on the Xbox and PS2. No,
PlayStation, Dreamcast, and 64. God, I thought this was
I remember playing it on 64 because of the 4-player thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because that was the thing about it. Because Twisted Metal was only, I think the first 2 Twisted Metals are only 2 players. Twisted Metal 3, I think, is the first one that was 4 players.
It had used a multi-tap.
Yeah, so like, and it wasn't on, it was a PS exclusive. So Vigilante 8 was like, no, you could do this, but you could do it with 4 people.
Yeah.
And I don't care what nobody says, that shit was selling games.
Vigilante 8 was good.
Yeah.
But I forgot about Cell Damage.
Yeah.
That was the other one.
That was the launch title on the Xbox.
360, right?
I think it was the first Xbox.
Yeah, you're right. 2001, November 14th. Yeah, that's when the Xbox came out.
There's so much I remember about the Xbox, even though I never had one.
I don't know why I was thinking that was 360. Did they remake?
They did either a port or a remake for Cell Damage HD.
Yeah, because there's no 2. Unreleased sequel, yeah. Yeah, I think it was an HD remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
King's Quest.
That's an RPG, right?
Now
Or is it like
we've already broken the thing of not looking them up. We got to look them up now.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, you did this. Oh no, this is not what I thought at all.
Graphic adventure game series released between 1980 and 2016.
Like point and click. Okay. Well, they have the entire whole series, and if it's a PC game, you know it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Oh yeah, it's just like a point and click adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. I mean, people like those games. All right. Is this gonna be like some Nancy Drew shit?
You already know what
Laura
this is.
Bow mysteries.
You already know what this is going to be.
Yeah,
That's way back in the day.
character-driven graphic adventure game by Sierra Online. Golly, for MS-DOS in 1989.
Getting it. That's what you call a lineage.
Oh, that's the Colonel's Bequest. What is that? Oh, that's part. I'm guessing that's part of the
Yeah.
series. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's like some Nancy Drew shit
They got a new one coming out.
in 2022, huh?
All belonging to Microsoft.
Look who it's coming out for: iPad, iPhone, Mac, and PC.
Oh, that's smart. Mobile version, very smart.
The Lost Vikings. I'm actually. I want to see a remake of this.
That's one of Justin's favorite games. My brother Justin.
real?
Yes, he loves Lost Vikings. Yeah. Like I remember him renting it one time, and I was like, "Why y'all get this?" And like him and my other brother were excited, like, "Oh yeah, bro, this is gonna be fun." And I was like, "What? I've never heard of this game." And then we started playing, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is one of the earliest like puzzle platformers that I ever played."
Yeah. I'm actually amazed that there hasn't been a HD remake, HD remaster.
Exactly. Not even like a new one. Just re-release those.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they haven't done anything. The only thing they've done with Lost Vikings since the launch of Lost Vikings has put them in Heroes of the Storm.
Exactly.
That's the.
It was just the
onlyest
weirdest thing for them to do, to acknowledge it and be like, "No, they still not getting no game," but like,
Yeah.
we know you like them.
Why not make like a hand drawn 2D beautiful platformer game with them? Like that's just printing.
Because we
money.
don't work there, so we can't give them these great ideas.
You just you make it and you sell it for $20.
$20, it's right there.
Everybody buys it. Overwatch.
We already talked about.
Yeah, I think it's in the same boat as Call of Duty. It's gonna still be on both systems, but it's gonna be free on Game Pass.
It's gonna be free.
You're gonna get fucking extra shit for having Game Pass, extra loot boxes.
You already know it's gonna be extra loot boxes. Mm-hmm. It's light work. It's gonna be skins and extra loot boxes, and people are going to eat it up. Light work.
Now I don't know. So all this stuff isn't supposed to take effect until next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think April of next year, if I'm not mistaken.
But I think we'll see some integration from that stuff before then.
Do you think we'll see games like Overwatch? Like, let me ask you this: will this year's Call of Duty be on Game Pass?
Probably not this year's, but next year's definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely next year. But yeah, I don't think this year it shows up on Game Pass.
Because apparently a lot of those agreements have already been in place for years at a time, or at least a few years prior. So yeah, nothing will change until after the sale.
What's next?
Phantasmagoria. I don't know.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look it up real quick.
I mean, I'm out, but like somebody can have fun with it.
It's another point and click adventure horror game.
Yeah, I'm out. But I mean,
I'm good.
I'm not gonna.
And it uses live action. I don't think we're gonna see a revival.
No. I mean, it would be kind of cool, like a VR.
I'm sure they'll release it on PC Game Pass at some point.
Oh yeah, just to fill up the library.
Yeah, and it won't be updated at all. I didn't know that they don't really update anything. That they put like the old shit on.
Yeah.
Because I tried playing SimCity 2000 last night. Was it last night or the night before?
Did it not work?
It loaded it up in MS-DOS.
Well, it got the launcher that lets you, go through that.
Yeah, and it didn't really work very well. And it was super fucking loud, and I couldn't change the audio. I forgot. So it loads it, and normally you like hit escape and go to settings or something. Mm-hmm. Nah, there's a fucking bar just like Microsoft Word, a bar at the top which says like file, edit.
Yes.
So I had to go and figure out where the sound was, and then there was no bars to move it up and down. Is either on or off.
Oh yeah.
So it's either 100% or 0%.
You got speakers on your computer. That's where you control the volume. You better turn it.
Yeah.
You turn that knob.
I'm like, God, I forgot about that shit. But yeah, so they don't do any updating. They're like, they just slap that bitch, make sure it loads, and
that's it. Have fun with
it. So I'm sure we'll see that game, the old Laura's Bow Mysteries, and all the other games like that.
They're gonna just load that shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn Game Pass into GOG. It's just gonna be like, oh, you want those old games? All right, cool. You're getting all of them.
Where we at? Pitfall. Didn't they try? So Pitfall was obviously a game that came out in the 80s, right?
Yeah, it's an Atari game.
And then they tried to
game.
Didn't they try remaking it like in the last 20 years?
I want to say there was I know PlayStation had one.
Yeah.
I want to say there might have been one like in the PS3 360 era, but it might have just been like a downloadable game.
I think it came out like right before we started getting the remakes of the Prince of Persia games, right?
Yes, definitely.
And it kind of killed the Pitfall. Like Pitfall's like, hey, look at our new game, and then Prince of Persia came out like 6 months to a year later and just
that Sands of Time shit was. People don't understand. Pre Assassin's Creed,
we had Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia was out here running things.
Yeah, and before that, we didn't have anything.
No. Like
Prince of Persia was the precursor of Assassin's Creed as far as like the game type and the game flow and the look of it.
All of the super agile protagonists jumping around and all that stuff. My man was running time. Like, yeah, he was on the run. He had the
God, those games were so fucking good.
The good side, bad side version. Remember that when he had the dark side?
That was 2 or 3, right?
Yeah. The first one is Sands of Time. They went introduced.
First one was just like just your typical straightforward platform adventure game, fucking super cool. First time we've ever seen parkour basically in a video game.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is pre Mirror's Edge. This is pre all of that.
Yeah. I want them to remake those games.
What?
Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
I want a brand new Prince of Persia.
Hey, bud. Yeah, we might be getting Prince of Persia in the Pitfall games knowing Microsoft.
Police Quest.
I have no idea.
Yeah, neither do I.
I got excited because I thought it was police stories, and I was like, nah, but hey, it could be.
Shit, it looks like it. Sierra Online. God, they were killing it back in the 90s.
Man. So go to like Walmart or somewhere, you see all the computer games, you see Sierra Online, you like, I might have to do it. If it's cheap, I might give them a shot.
Golly, look at this video.
I mean,
that's gruesome.
It's very photorealistic. Oh, snaps.
Huh.
Might be a cool concept to revive.
Yeah.
Now, I personally am a big fan of Prototype.
Yeah.
Especially the first Prototype.
It came out around the same time as Sony's game.
Infamous.
Infamous, yeah.
Yep. And I played both of those. And I remember how much hate Prototype used to get back in the day compared to Infamous.
Because I think it came out like a couple months afterwards. So everybody like, oh, they just copied Infamous.
It's like,
dude, they've been in development for years.
And like, to be honest with you, it did the open world, not the traversing the open world, because the Infamous had before Spider-Man, Infamous probably had the best traversing of an open world with your character's powers with the electricity and stuff. But they did like the multiple thing combat, like doing your powers, hitting a bunch of stuff. I thought Prototype did that much better. And like fighting like the enemies you fought. I thought Prototype did a better job. Infamous was more like thugs and with guns and stuff like that. And Prototype was like you're going against the big military people and the helicopters. So I would definitely like to see a revival of that series.
Yeah. I never played it, but I've always heard good things about it, the people that have actually played it.
It was fun, man. It was good. It was very underrated series, I think, especially for like the second one. It wasn't bad, but it was like it was too much more of the same. They didn't really do anything to like push it, and that's probably the difference between that and Infamous. Whereas Infamous got better with the most areas with the sequels to it.
You know what's kind of crazy now I'm thinking about it? So around the time that Prototype and Infamous came out, we actually had a lot of like open world games like that. And now there's really not that many. That
was the game to make for a minute. It was like create a world that your protagonist can do something special in this world. Like they had powers or they had like, I think probably the last new IP to do an open world game was probably Watch Dogs.
Yeah, and I mean it's yeah,
and that's like the first Watch Dogs is like what, like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
we haven't really seen any new open world games, at least not that I can think of.
No, it's only existing IPs that'll still do it. Everything else has been like
either straight linear games or whatever. Because you got stuff like even like the new like Ratchet and Clank it's a little bit open world, but it's still pretty linear.
Yeah, it's linear in the sense that you go to those worlds basically when the game tells you to go to those worlds.
Yeah. It's not just an open city like Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, it'd be nice to see a new one of those.
Yeah. We'll take his Quest for Glory.
Quest for Glory. I'm going to go on a super limb. I'm going to call my shot. It's football. It's not.
That's not what I thought you were going to say, too, when you were calling
I was taking a huge shot in the dark.
Yeah.
This looks like another one of those Sierra Online point-and-click games. Apparently, they fucking had a shitload of them over there at Activision.
I feel like I should know what Singularity is.
Singularity is, before we look it up, I'm going to I believe it's the one where it's a first-person shooter. No, I actually have some basis to this. This is not just a shot in the dark.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's a first-person shooter that had to deal with time.
Okay. I feel like you might be right.
I'm pretty sure that's what Singularity... And it came out on Xbox, I believe. I don't know if it came on PlayStation, though. Yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I remember this.
First-person shooter. Yeah, it came out on the PlayStation 3 and 360, built on the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Singularity game. That'll be better. But yeah, I believe it dealt with time manipulation and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, the old and new.
Because you can open up the thing, you see how it looked like 40 years beforehand or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a weird shooter. It's just another first-person shooter. It's kind of like what's that one game that Sony had for Killzone?
Yeah, Killzone was their franchise. They had Killzone and Resistance.
Yeah, it's like one of those games, like your linear shooters.
They had Haze. Sony was trying to get that first person shooter franchise off the ground. They never got one.
Yeah. They didn't get like a Halo. They were always looking for a Halo killer and could never find one.
Weirdest obsession too, because you could see it. It's like everybody's got like some sort of like pseudo. And you know what made it worse? When Microsoft got Gears of War and Halo.
Yeah.
Then it was like
big franchises.
Yeah, it was like they're killing you on two fronts now.
But I don't know what they're going to do with Skylanders, if they're going to do anything.
Skylanders would be hard to do something with because of what they tried to base it on. I could see them doing some sort of. Well, I think they already did a free one, didn't they?
I don't know. I think there's too much involved to try and bring that back. I think it just dies.
Nothing wrong with that.
Or they turn it into a mobile game. Dude, they could turn it into a fucking gotcha game, honestly.
Yeah, they probably could.
Golly, I'm just fucking printing money for them. I mean, they have a fuckload of characters to work with too. That would be a perfect gotcha game.
You could put those Viva Pinata characters. You could do the.
I mean, just the Skylander figures alone. There was fucking hundreds of them, hundreds of different characters.
Which is what so many characters that killed it.
Yeah,
that's what killed it.
It'd be perfect for a gotcha game.
Yeah,
like holy shit! Like it blows my mind how easily you can shift Skylanders into a gotcha game.
Let's make sure that it's not a gotcha game.
That's true. I might be stealing someone's idea, like I stole someone's idea for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that me and Steven developed on one of our podcasts. That was our original idea, nobody else, but they stole it somehow back in the past.
Yeah, there's already a Skylanders game.
Is it gotcha? It is.
Yep.
Golly. Y'all motherfuckers keep stealing my ideas and I ain't getting any pay for it. Whatever. Move on. Soldier of Fortune. You know what this is? It's first-person shooter.
Yeah, first-person shooter.
It's just one of those typical military first-person shooters.
It was during 360 days?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I think it came out for both systems as well.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
PS2 day. Oh.
Wait, PlayStation 2 Dreamcast.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, it was like right before the Medal of Honors and like all of that stuff became big on consoles. These were the first-person shooters we were getting back in the day.
Yeah. They were really it was a bad time for first-person shooters.
Especially on consoles.
Yeah. Honestly, Halo kind of paved the way for first-person shooters on consoles.
To not be ass.
Yeah.
Because they were awful for a while.
I mean, as much as I loved GoldenEye, you try to go back and play it the same way we played it back then, it is fucking trash.
There are games that didn't age well, and console shooters that do not age well. Like pre-360, they do not age well at all.
Some of them did them okay. I don't know if you ever played Jet Force Gemini. That one did it okay, but it was third person, so I think it helped it a little bit.
Oh, it definitely. Like back in the day, I wouldn't play first-person shooters on consoles. I would only play third-person shooters because it just always felt bad.
Yeah. So I don't know if they do anything with that. Space Quest, I believe it's a point-and-click adventure game.
Sounds very like early 90s. Yep.
Yeah.
86 to 95, definitely.
Yeah. Point-and-click adventure game.
They just booting them right up. Those games are a megabyte and a half max.
Yeah.
They all going to be
all
on
right,
there.
so this is the next big one.
StarCraft.
No,
Spyro.
Spyro the Dragon. Just like we mentioned earlier.
Oh, all the games are going up on there that can.
Fucking PlayStation mascot. Didn't they release not too long ago the Spyro trilogy?
Yep.
And it was only on PlayStation, right?
If I remember correctly, it was.
It's going to be on Xbox now.
It's gonna happen.
That's fucking crazy.
Light work too. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna debut on Game Pass. It's just gonna be right here. You go.
As Sony right now. So this was announced Tuesday that all this shit went down. What is Sony doing? What has Sony been doing these last 2 days?
Probably got the bubble guts because their stock been dropping because of that. And I'm not a big stock guy, but that's one of the first times I remember something like that happening to a competitor. Like, notice Nintendo stock it's not affected by it.
No, because they own all their properties.
They own all their properties, and also Nintendo has long since stopped competing.
Right, they just do their own thing.
They literally,
and they're very successful at it.
We're over here doing what we do. Y'all have fun with that. Like Sony's really like Sony is a victim of its own success in the sense of Microsoft got humbled with the Xbox One because they got humbled.
Yeah, they learned their lesson, I think.
They were like, all right, so first and foremost, the we win, you lose attitude doesn't work. Not for them, at least, right? And so when everybody started doing all this cross-platform stuff, Microsoft has been on record numerous times saying they'd love to do X, Y, and Z with Sony. They'd love to have cross-play for this game with Sony. And Sony's been adamant like, why would we do that?
Yeah, fuck y'all.
Well, y'all need us. We don't need y'all.
Yeah.
And hey, man,
Microsoft's
been like, okay, how can we focus on Microsoft and not focus on what they're doing? And Sony's been doing that, but the thing is, what Microsoft is doing, their direction seems better. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's like a monopoly and all of that. To say, okay, I don't want competition to ever stop. But if somebody has a great idea and you could implement it and you have a version, you just need to tweak things, don't be stubborn about it. The PlayStation Now shit is dead. It was dead already. Let that go. You got to work on something.
And I don't see this as a bad thing at all. Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. I don't think Microsoft is going to go in and fucking shut down development teams. They're not going to fucking clean house or anything.
They may not have known what they was doing pre like 360 days because the stuff that like happened with like Monolith and Fable and all that. Because they've even admitted that they messed that up. Like trying to be too involved in developers who know what they're doing.
Well, and they've showed it in like the last few years where they picked up all those different development teams.
And the stuff that they've been doing has been great. And they're all have been saying like, oh no, this was one of the best decisions we were made going to Microsoft. Like this works for everybody. Yeah. So I don't know. I just know Sony needs to.
And like I said, I don't think they're going to they're like, I don't, there's no way that they take Call of Duty and Overwatch and all these other big franchises away from Sony.
I think the money is too good to leave on the table.
Yeah. I think they put a premium for Sony to pay for it, and Sony will pay for it. And the Sony customers that are completely loyal to the Sony will get their games.
Which is the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah. I've always been a strong component of don't be loyal to one company.
Companies don't care.
No, they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, you're a
Get
customer.
what you want.
Get
what you enjoy. What you'll get your best value out of.
That's who you should be giving your money to. Whoever you feel gives you the best value, not because we said it or any other companies. Just who you think gives you the best bang for your buck.
So I'll tell you my console history. Mine was mainly Nintendo. I started with NES, went to Super NES, and then traded that shit in and got a fucking 64. It was the first system I bought myself and my parents didn't buy. 64. I got the Mario Kart bundle.
Ooh, turn up.
I wanted a Dreamcast when they came out. Could never afford one or get one or anything. Never got the PlayStation 2. I always had the 64. I think that was about the time that I got into PC gaming, actually.
Ooh.
And then Microsoft announced, hey, we're bringing out the Xbox. I'm like, dude, that looks fucking dope. Has a hard drive on it. I can save my games. I don't fucking deal with memory cards anymore. Because I had a metric fuck ton of memory cards for the 64.
Memory cards were like, again, these are things that if you were not around for, you don't really understand how different gaming is. Memory cards were just like the smallest flash drive, but the hugest like physical thing for them.
Yeah.
Like especially the 64 memory cards. Well, actually, wait a minute. Because those one went to the back of the
controller where the rumble pack is. So you couldn't have your rumble pack if you had the memory card.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
So games like Madden, you couldn't have a rumble pack when you get tackled and stuff because you need that memory card, and it took the whole fucking memory card.
Sports games were terrible. You know how many times I got into an argument with my brother because he deleted my Grandia save? My 2 block. It's 15 blocks on a PlayStation memory card. Grandia is 2 blocks. Okay? That's my save file. All right? Then we got Gran Turismo. That's 6 blocks gone. All right. So now out of the 15 blocks, we down to 7. Well, guess which one is 8 blocks? Oh, yeah, the NBA Live save. So we could get rid of the Gran Turismo save, but everybody plays that. Only Darius plays
You don't want to grind for them driver licenses.
Yeah, you don't. And you know what? You do not want to grind for those licenses. I deleted your save. Well, first of all, they don't even tell you to delete the save.
You just find out.
Oh, you find out the hard way. All right, let me jump back into grinding. My 3rd playthrough. No save file found.
Got to start over.
Ah!
But yeah, so I went from 64 to Xbox.
Yeah.
Then I got the 360. Love the 360.
360 was my first of that generation. 360 was the first one I got.
I played the PlayStation 3 a little bit, not a whole lot.
That was the fighting game system.
That was literally the fighting game system and the sports game system.
Yeah. And
that is it. And then PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out, and I completely abandoned the Xbox One. It was not a good system. It wasn't very user friendly. There
were so many things about the Xbox One, the whole original always online debacle aside, like you said, it just felt like they didn't know what they wanted to do with the system. Yeah. Like hardware wise, pretty much it's the same as the PS4, but like actual OS and the games that were coming out, like there was a weird lack of Microsoft games on its own system.
PlayStation was killing. I love the PS4. That's probably
one of the best systems.
Top 3 systems was PlayStation 4. It had so many good games on it. I fell in love with so many franchises over the course of the PS4.
Whew, like I've been running through Destiny 1. You had The Last of Us. Like there were so many like moments for the PS4. Like this game is the game right now. Then this game is the game right now. Now this game is the new game. In addition to all the 3rd-party stuff.
But this generation, man, Xbox is killing it.
Yeah.
And let me preface this: since the 360, I've owned both systems.
Oh yeah,
I've had both systems. So it's not like I completely abandoned the other one. I still wanted to play certain games on that one, but man, I don't know what PlayStation is going to do. They're in between a rock and a hard place right now.
Well, it's like, okay, so they're gonna still come out with their first. Like, we don't think this is the end of Sony.
No, hell no.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. All right, what we're saying is
they just need to do something.
What's the direction that they're going? Like, we still don't really know what the direction of the PS5 and Sony right now is. We know they got some games. They have some heaters coming. They have
some really good games right now.
Yeah, they have some great games now. They have games coming.
They just need to figure out how to get the fucking systems into people's hands.
Well,
we're over a year since the launch, and there's still a very high amount of people that want the system that just can't get the system. It's fucking mind blowing. Honestly, same with the Xbox.
Well, the difference is though, right now, is people are still able to play the games, because I think the PC aspect of it is one of the biggest differences. So if a game launches on the Xbox, right, what Microsoft has pretty much done is it comes out on the PC as well.
Yeah.
Sony still is doing this. You got to get it on PlayStation first.
Well, I got to get the PlayStation. How the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Exactly. And then you got to wait, 3 years or more before the PC version comes out, or at least a year and a half for Ghost of Tsushima. Didn't it come out on PC?
Did it?
No, it didn't. It just came out on PS5. That's right.
They did release on PS5. Yeah.
Yeah, they did the first Horizon and they did God of War.
Yeah.
And God of War 2 is not launching on the PC, and Horizon 2 is not launching on the PC. So, and they did Days Gone, which they've already abandoned, even though
nobody wanted to play it anyway.
Well, apparently the numbers weren't bad for it, but Sony was just like, "Nah, we cool. Y'all be all right."
But yeah, Sony needs to figure out something. They need to restructure their PS Now, or I don't know what they need to do. They need to do something though. I hate to be in the CEO's shoes right now.
Yeah,
because they're going to do. I think they can't keep doing the things the way that they're doing things right now. I think they'll be fine and they'll survive as a company if they keep doing the things they will, but they won't thrive.
Yeah, and that's what we're really looking for. Is like we see one company thrive. Well, we see two companies thriving. Like I don't think Nintendo's hurting at all.
Oh no, Nintendo's doing great. They're doing good things, putting out a lot of quality content.
They got more Pokemon coming out this month. Legend of Arceus is coming.
Yep.
And or Arceus, because that's a weird name. But they're not worried about stuff like this. And Microsoft and Nintendo have expressed multiple times working together on different things. So it's not like
they're good partners.
Yeah. It's just Sony's doing this whole closed off thing, and it's like at some point, man, you can't act like you're the king of the hill when everybody's looking around going like, hey, it doesn't look like you're doing as great as you're making it seem. They've
always had this. We talked about this the other day. Like since the whole Nintendo kind of shunned PlayStation on the PS1,
scorned.
They feel like that Sony just hates everybody.
They like rubbing things in people's faces.
Yeah.
When everybody else is like, great job, they're like, yeah, you know it. And then when like somebody else does good, they like, you don't about what none of they do. I don't care about that.
It's like they got that like, we told you, Nintendo, that our system was fucking good, and ever since then it's like,
we believed you, bud. We just wanted to.
Yeah, they just had this chip on their shoulder that just won't go away. Even after they had so much success with the PS2 and the PS4, because that PlayStation 3 was a fucking debacle.
Yeah.
But
they end up selling more than the 360 though. So we still won.
But it's because people were making fucking supercomputers out of them, getting them fucking vitamins or whatever they're called.
Doing the proteins.
Proteins, yeah.
I still want to know what that guy is, just for everybody's sake.
But they just have this chip on their shoulder and they don't want to fucking work with anybody. But they're gonna have to open their door sooner or later, or they're gonna get left behind.
All right, so we got a few more to go through before we.
Yeah.
But all right, so we did Spyro, StarCraft. What do we think they're gonna do with it?
Dude, I don't know.
Is there anything to do with it? Is it still being competitive?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, StarCraft is huge over in the Asians. The countries.
I know.
Not the people. Y'all make it sound like it's so bad. The Asian countries.
There you go. All right. Yeah, true. But is there do you think Microsoft will look for a way to make it larger, like its presence larger here? Or do they shift their focus to other things?
The only thing I see Microsoft doing with StarCraft is maybe trying to hold bigger tournaments that are more in the eSports public eye. Yeah. Right now, they have big tournaments for StarCraft. And they're a big esports scene, but not over here on the Western front.
Yeah, it's a very, like you said, it's a very, in the Asian countries dominant.
Yeah. So do I think they can do it? Possibly. I don't know. I think it's a tough sell.
Or do they just say, you know what, we're gonna have them work on the StarCraft 3?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's in a weird space.
It might just be
it's super successful.
Just let it rock
over in the East, but
could just leave them alone and just say let them rock, let them do what they do. At least for now.
I don't see a port coming to the Xbox. So
no,
I don't think that's the right move.
I think out of all of the franchises on here, that should be the least likely to come to consoles. Like if they really want to do it, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be a difference maker by putting it on a console. There is another one on here that I think it's probably going to console, and that's going to be wild.
Tenchu. It says Legacy Games.
So they own the rights to the Tenchu franchise, which is a. Have you ever played the Tenchu games?
No, I know of them though.
Okay, yeah, stealth action games.
They're kind of like the Ninja Gaidens. Like they're like the
Metal Gear Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Yep. I would love to see them do another one, but make it more like the original Tenchu.
Well,
I wasn't feeling the.
But what does it mean by Legacy Games? So does it not have the newer ones? Is the newer ones made by a different company?
Could be, I guess. Oh, which means they may only be able to do like an HD remake, which I would be 110% for.
Yeah. Yeah. Time Shift. Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know, but I feel like Singularity was what I thought Time Shift was.
When I first read Time Shift, I was thinking,
it is.
This game.
It is.
It's the exact same thing.
It's one of those mini 360 shooters.
Yeah. That
it was multi-platform.
And you can
manipulate time.
Yeah.
It's another time-based first-person shooter.
Yeah, I knew there was a few of those.
Yeah. I forgot about that one, but that character model is way more memorable. That's definitely.
It was almost. It looked like it came out around the same time as Haze.
Yes, it did,
and it reminded me a lot of Haze cover art.
Yes, it did.
Except for it was more
the gray and yellow.
The gray was flipped. It was more Haze was more yellow than gray.
Yep,
and then the Time Shift was more gray than yellow.
Oh snaps! What a time!
It's crazy how much we know about the box art because we worked at GameStop.
Oh, that's what I was going to bring it back to. Is like I stocked that game on the shelf many a times. That is a you getting $6 store credit game.
Yeah,
and I was surprised how many.
Same with Time Shift too, though. It's like a fucking $6-8 game.
I take the cash.
Yeah. They get the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series,
which I don't really know what you can do since the remake. Like that seems like the last hurrah. I don't know what else they're going to try to do with that franchise. It's a weird thing because people don't. The newer people, like the newer gamers, they want Skate more than Tony Hawk.
Yeah, but what if you revive the series and make it more like Skate?
But then it won't be Tony Hawk.
It still have his name on it.
Yes, that is true.
So what's the big difference between Tony Hawk and Skate?
Controls.
Skate feels more.
Well, also the way
I don't want to say more realistic, but it's more grounded in reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, with that, for one, the engines are drastically different. I think the biggest thing, at least for me, was always the controls are so much different.
Yeah.
Skate is left,
stick, right?
Yeah, Skate is left foot, right foot, as Tony Hawk is X to ollie, and then you press squares as flips, circles as grabs, and triangles are grinds. Your boy knows about Tony Hawk. Stop playing with me.
What stops them from just completely reworking the franchise, though? I mean, relaunching the franchise, because obviously they haven't had a successful one since American Wasteland.
I actually think that my thought was, what if they HD remake those?
The American Wasteland?
Like the Undergrounds and American Wasteland.
I mean, they could. I mean, that's just a way to make a quick buck, I think. But I think if you want to revive the franchise, maybe you rework it, make it more similar to Skate.
You could.
And compete with who owns Skate? EA, right?
Yeah, which they apparently are working on.
Which I guess EA's partnered up with Microsoft already with Game Pass and EA Play. So I don't know.
Maybe they purposely don't make another Tony Hawk just so they get Skate for the price to own the house, or not. Obviously not for free, but day one Game Pass. But True Crime though.
So this next franchise,
yes. Hey, I'll take an HD remake of the first True Crime. Like, lay it on me. I love that game.
So which one's the first one? Was that first one?
LA,
the white guy?
LA is the Asian dude.
Asian dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was a white guy.
Nah, it was an Asian guy because it was like it's basically why I wanted to play Sleeping Dogs, because it was like another True Crime, but it was in China.
Oh, and the second one was with Snoop Dogg, right?
I think is he a character on the game?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Okay, because the main character also has braids, but he's not Snoop Dogg.
No, I know it's not the main character, but I believe Snoop Dogg is in.
Yeah, he is. He's in the game.
Yeah.
It was New York. Yeah.
Yeah. True Crime of New York. That's right.
Yeah, those games.
They're Grand Theft Auto clones, but they're still good.
Well, you know what I appreciated about them is that you were playing cops.
Yeah.
And it was more focused on the action sequences more so than the open world city thing. Like, you drove around the places, you could stop random crimes, but it was really, they were less sandbox and more, this is the story of the game. But you had multiple missions and stuff you could go to. But, and especially at the time, people won't admit this. At the time, the actual gameplay of those games were, to me, better than Grand Theft Auto. Because Grand Theft Auto was more like,
that was like Grand Theft Auto 3 time, right?
Yeah, so you're like Vice City, San Andreas, like the mechanics, like shooting mechanics of Grand Theft Auto and the driving mechanics.
They haven't been good. I think they finally got good
on 4.
On 4, yeah.
Because that's when they got Max Payne, and they basically put all the Max Payne gunplay and all that into those games. Prior to that, those were not the highlights of Grand Theft Auto at all. And I thought the True Crime games were always better in that aspect. I mean, I beat the True Crime one time. Like, I started a new game that night.
Who makes True Crime? Do you remember that? What development team makes it?
No.
Obviously, the
publisher.
Activision and Blizzard is the publisher.
Might have been different. You got to type in Streets of LA. I got you. Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Streets of LA and Streets of New York City.
Luxo Flux. Underground Development.
Okay,
I have no idea who those people.
That's not who I thought it was.
No,
but interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see another one of those. It'd be kind of cool to see a revival of that. Or I guess I will probably get ports to Game Pass. I'm sure.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Because they've already have a ton of 360 games on the system already.
Mm-hmm.
World of Warcraft. So
I think this is going to be on the Xbox.
You think so?
I think they're going to try to. I think it's going to be hard. But what I think they're going to try to do is I think they're going to try to increase the player base by adding the consoles. And I think
I don't know, man, this can be so tough.
I think so too. I think it is. But remember, the consoles can use keyboard and mouse.
I think it's the only way you can play it.
Yep. Which maybe we see the return of Steven's favorite controller, the keyboard mouse control, or the keyboard controller.
I think this is the only way. I'm sorry. Scratch that. I think if they put it on Xbox, I think they can't. There's no way they can make it where you can play a controller. There's too many buttons and too many things you need to do with a mouse and keyboard. But it'll give people a cheap way to get something that can run World of Warcraft.
It will.
Because $500 Xbox Series X is shit. Even the Series S is a hell of a lot cheaper than any PC you can get that will run World of Warcraft. And it doesn't take a lot to run World of Warcraft.
But the PCs aren't cheap.
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could find a PC for $500 that can play World of Warcraft, but it can't also play Halo Infinite in 4K.
And that Series X, it definitely can.
Yeah. So I think, yes, it would be a very smart move to move it to the Xbox.
Now, this isn't something they should just try to rush, though. You got to this is like the games like World of Warcraft and like Heroes of the Storm. Like, I know we're just throwing out like, yeah, they put them on console, but what we mean is you have to like really optimize it for those platforms. Heroes of the Storm is infinitely easier to optimize the console, which is why we think that's like a definite slam dunk.
Well, I think Here's the Storm will take longer, though, because I think they're going to have to retool it for controllers.
Oh, no, they will. Yeah, they definitely will. But
with World of Warcraft, I don't think they allow controllers at all. Because it would just be too hard. It would ruin the experience.
Think so? I mean, like Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know.
Either way,
I get what you're saying.
No, again, if they do it, you have to do like you cannot be you can't slack in any form or fashion with these. It's not just a slap on the controller layout for it and throw it on the console. Like you say, you have to really figure out how do you optimize the best version of that experience on the console. If you don't, it's going to be a wash.
Yeah, my only concern is if you try and tool it for a controller. I hope it doesn't affect mouse and keyboard at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that have been playing on PC for the last 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost 20 years at this point.
crazy,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's 18. I think it came out in 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
18 years, almost 20 years of WoW.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's going to be bananas. If you think Microsoft is not going to make a spectacle out of that shit,
that might be the time they launch it on Xbox. 20th
all right.
anniversary.
So whenever that happens,
That is winners don't use drug guarantee.
boom. Like, if that happens,
you know where you heard it first. Right here.
So, the hell is Zork?
I don't know what the fuck Zork is. I really don't. But we're going to find out.
All right,
my goodness.
Yeah. 77 to 79. They just holding on to stuff.
Golly, it's a fucking interactive fiction computer game.
All right, keep.
It's DOS-based,
Yeah.
text-based. Interesting. They probably won't do anything with this.
No.
They'll probably slap it onto Game Pass and have you say, have at it.
Look at that blue screen trying to do that.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, those are all the franchises they acquired in this acquisition.
A lot of potential.
Yeah.
A whole lot of potential. A lot of potential to lose a lot of money, too.
Yeah, they could fuck some stuff up.
Like, this is a very expensive deal, so off rip, they're them, like Activision Blizzard getting the money isn't, that doesn't do anything for Microsoft other than they spent this money. Yeah. If these games, if they're not able to like produce things from these franchises, it's going to hurt Microsoft.
Yeah, it's not like, and it's not like Microsoft hasn't fucked anything up in the past. I know we've been fucking coddling their balls the whole episode, but
Fable.
Yeah,
that's all you got to say.
They've fucked up sometimes, and
like
they could easily fuck up again. But their recent track record has been very good.
And some of these things, man, it's like it's going to require a lot of investment to fix. Like Heroes of the Storm is going to take some money to fix.
Yeah,
like you're going to have to put money.
That's not going to be an easy project. That's not a weekend project.
Nope. Figuring out what to do with Overwatch, that's going to take some money because you're going to have to figure out, like, first and foremost, you're going to have to identify what you can do to get it back on track. And then how much does that cost? Like all of these things are not like the spending isn't over yet.
Yeah, $69 billion is just the beginning.
Yeah, they're gonna have to still invest a bunch of money into because Blizzard, like for all intents and purposes, just the Blizzard side alone, not the Activision side. They have a bunch of stuff that's in development still. Like we don't know what Diablo 4 is.
Right.
We don't know if they end up having to scrap whatever Diablo 4 is. Like. They've been trying to do a successor to World of Warcraft for at least 10 years. Are they still doing stuff?
So there's always been rumors about a sequel to World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
The one was supposed to be Titan.
Yep.
And it ended up getting canned a few years ago. Actually, it's been several years now.
Yeah.
It's probably been like 8 years now.
Crazy.
Yeah. But I was always looking forward to Titan because it was supposed to be in the same world, sort of in World of Warcraft. It was supposed to be about the Titans that roamed Azeroth before what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So that always interests me, but it got canned. So, but why did it get canned? We don't know why it got canned. Was it because of money? They didn't have enough money to keep producing it, or is it because of direction, or what? Something that they're going to have going forward will be money.
Oh yeah, money won't be an issue.
So maybe it's something they open back up. We don't know. Like I said, out of everything that Blizzard has, I really want to see a Vikings remake or Lost Vikings remake of some form or fashion. But yeah,
I feel like that's like something like that is a perfect Game Pass game.
Yeah, I like something like Streets of Rage or Battletoads. Like a revival like that.
Yeah, I forgot what they did with Battletoads. Yes. Yeah. That's a fantastic game.
Just an easy revival, make it hand-drawn, make it look fucking beautiful.
And stay out the way.
Yep.
Like even though I don't necessarily agree with what happened with Killer Instinct, I understand what Microsoft wanted to do. Find a team that wanted to do the game that's basically going to not need somebody telling them what to make, and you give them the license and you let them do their thing.
And now that they have the license for some of these games, like, I'm wondering how that's going to work.
Like Crash Bandicoot could turn into their Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that's true.
Spyro can turn
Spyro,
into
yeah.
like those can turn into their Ratchet and Clank if you do it correctly. There's definitely a market for platformer games. After like last year with Psychonauts and Ratchet and Clank alone, among the other different platformers that came out, there's definitely a market for those if you do it well.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work.
They still haven't done anything with Banjo.
Yeah,
Nothing worth talking about anyway.
I don't think Rare wants to do anything though with it. I think Rare wants to. From everything that Rare's put out in the last 10 years, it feels like they just want to move away from all that shit that they did back in the 90s and early 2000s. I don't know why. All that shit was great.
You just want that Conquer's remake, man. Let that go.
I want another Conquer's Bad for a day.
Again, this would be the perfect time to do it, too.
Yeah. And there's so much they can pull from, because the cool thing about the first Conquer's is it had so many movie parodies in it. There's been so how many fucking movies have been out since the fucking 90s?
Oh shit! I'm gonna throw this one last golden idea in here, just to set it off. You take all those IPs that they got, right, and you do some sort of like parody of Avengers with it. Not like clearly you don't want to catch the ire of the mouse. But like just enough, just on some like, oh, you could clearly tell what this is supposed to be, but not really. And you could use like Conkers, and you could use Banjo and Crash, and I'm just saying,
yeah,
it's right there.
What if they gave the Crash franchise to Rare to work on?
Could be something. Could be something special,
dude.
Could be something special.
Don't get me all horned up now.
We just want good things to come from this. Yeah,
is that something they could do though?
Yeah, they could. I mean, they own those licenses. Like it's not like they have to ask for permission. Like they own them. They give them to whoever they want.
That's what I was wondering. Like something like, I know this won't happen. I don't think Microsoft would be stupid enough to do this. But could they say, "Hey, Blizzard, you're no longer working on World of Warcraft. X team is going to work on this now, going forward."
Yeah, I mean, what's to stop?
I don't know. I
mean, maybe there's some contractual things that they get to, retain some form of. But I feel like if Microsoft buys things, they own them. This is not. It's like.
No, I don't think Microsoft would ever do something like that.
Well, I'm saying it's like Bungie left, right? Who's to say that like, in some form or fashion, whoever is Blizzard can technically leave, but like you're not taking any of the IPs with you,
right?
So you end up having 343 do Halo. And I mean, have you played Infinite? It's really, really, really good. Like, it would have been cool to have Bungie still making Halos, but I don't think it's in bad hands.
No, I mean they kind of dropped the ball the first iteration.
They
worked on it. They got better, and
they figured it out.
A great game. But yeah, dude, I didn't even think about that. Putting fucking Rare on Spyro or a new Crash game, dude, that could be so good.
Could be. And that's just some of the things that you could do. Like I said, give one of these Microsoft Studios prototype, and just let them work. Don't no pressure, no deadlines. Just let them go in there and create. Let them do their thing, and then
present it and see how it looks, and then go from there.
Boom! Look, get a new prototype, or we don't. But at least we put the good effort towards it. Yeah. And if it turns out to be like mediocre, it's a free Game Pass game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. But yeah, that was the biggest news. Sorry we missed last week. There really wasn't anything fucking happening. It was kind of the calm before the storm of this, I guess. And
well, we didn't
all the releases that were coming out.
Yeah, pretty much every week we'll probably be talking about something that came out, and then whatever
games that we've played and giving our personal reviews on them. Because we have Game Pass, so we get to try all these games.
Yeah, in addition to whatever else we be playing.
Yeah, we pick up all the games for the shop anyway, so we'll get a chance to play it. Coming soon, look forward to on our YouTube. I'm done doing my single player playthroughs for now, but we are going to try and upload multiplayer stuff of all of us playing together and all the shenanigans that happen. We're going to try and upload once a week at least, and then obviously check out Darius's 365 days of gaming.
You did good.
I got close.
Yeah. No.
I watch them every night.
I appreciate that. This has been like, it's been a fun passion project. So I really appreciate everybody checking them out. Keep commenting. Same thing with this. Comment, share, like, subscribe. It really helps us out. It gets us, it pushes us up the algorithm. So we really appreciate everybody, even if you just, say I'm following directions and that's your comment. That works. Every bit of interaction, we really appreciate it. It helps us,
And if you're one of our people that only listens to the podcast, we'll put a link in the description for our YouTube. You can check out our YouTube out. We put all the podcasts on the YouTube as well.
The video versions.
Oh, yeah.
You see our pretty face. I look amazing. That's what my daughter told me, so I don't care. Care what nobody else say.
You have anything else?
No. Getting ready to get ready for all these games that's coming out and ready to enjoy them. Or if they're awful, we'll tell you about them.
Oh, yeah. Well, appreciate everybody hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Crossover combination